Hey Queens, welcome back to Gears and Queers. I'm Jake.
I'm Chris, and today our friends Kat and Reza over at KRTLYFE loaned us their 2007 Porsche 911.
And today we're wrapping up our Enthusiast Essentials series by showing you why a used Porsche 911 is the performance bargain. Well, Christopher, you know, a bit of a milestone here for us. We're in a 911.
The definitive sports car.
I know. I think this is a perfect way to wrap up our Enthusiast Essentials series, which, if you guys haven't caught on, we've been a bit coy about it, but it's in the description box. We've covered, you know, the definitive sports sedan, the BMW 3 Series.
And also the definitive hot hatch, the Volkswagen GTI.
And we're rounding things out with a lovely 2007 997 Porsche 911, loaned to us by our amazing friends Reza and Kat over at KRTLYFE. Thank you guys so much.
Peep that description below.
They're really cool. They put out some amazing content, so go check them out.
Peepo.
So, horsepower, what are we working with?
So we've got a 3.6 liter flat six, you know, that boxer engine, that's putting out 325 horsepower. And 273 pound-feet of torque.
Right. Sitting just behind us, creating some amazing sounds. Very cool. I have driven one 911 before this, and it spoiled me because it was a 991 GT3 Touring.
Bit of a difference there.
Bit of a difference. All the familiar touch points are there, you know, like the sort of high, almost, I don't know, slab dash. You know, it's like the steering wheel's right in front of me. The gauges are similar. The gear shift falls right to hand. It's a great action. Everything about the 911 is an evolution, so everything feels very similar. And the thing is, why I wanted us to review this is because it is a 2007, and these have become such amazing performance bargains for what you get. I mean, you can find them for around like 20, 30. I'm sure you can find beat to hell ones for even less than that.
But $30,000 will get you a pretty well sorted example, much like this one.
Yeah, things are very well screwed together. Again, like Porsche, everything feels like it's milled out of a solid piece of metal. It's very well put together in here, and it just feels ready to go. I mean, of course, it's a 997 with hydraulic steering. It's some of the best steering that I felt. So it's really solid, really direct, right off center. It hooks up and gives you a lot of feedback, and the whole car just feels great and ready to go at any time. The thing is, these are such great options because before this, the 996 was a bit of a black sheep, you know. It was the first water-cooled. It had those catastrophic IMS bearing issues. And I was worried for a second because we didn't really know what Reza was getting for a second, so we thought he was getting a 996. So thankfully, I feel like this, honestly, even just the Carrera, is like the one to get.
It's a gorgeous car. It doesn't have those fried egg headlamps like the 996s had.
I've come around to those, but they're still not great.
They're fine.
They're fine.
But that's not saying a lot.
Yeah.
So the 997, I think, is this car is 2007. This car is 12 or 13 years old at this point, and gorgeous.
Yeah. It still looks so great. It's so well proportioned.
And you know what I feel like there's some cars have controversy, like, you know, the fried egg headlamps, you love them or hate them.
Mm.
These, it's the lobster claw wheels. Jacob doesn't like the lobster claws.
I don't like them.
I think they're pretty good looking.
I don't think they're bad. I don't know. There's something maybe about this, like the cutouts and the spacing that I don't think they're ugly. I'm not wowed about them. Like people really seem to love these wheels.
Y'all tell us your opinion on that. Leave a comment below. Lobster claw fan or lobster claw foe?
Wow, movie magic. How'd you get there? Anyway,
the magic of cinema.
I think because it's one of the only cars in the world, the most noticeable thing is the engine behind us, which provides quite a unique experience.
The weight distribution of a 911 with the engine out back is like few other cars.
Yeah.
It earned them a reputation before the dawn of things like stability control.
I was going to say, a bit of a
traction control.
A bit of a widowmaker.
The widowmaker.
Yeah.
Snap oversteer, kind of unpredictable. That is all but gone in the 997.
Right.
The driving dynamics of this car, the way it feels, is pretty predictable. And especially the linearity of the 3.6 liter naturally aspirated flat six.
Yeah.
So predictable. That throttle response is just immediate all the time.
Yeah, it's very tractable. Even in fourth, there's a good amount of power to sort of just like a quick merge or a pass, there's not much downshift that needs to be done. However, when you do,
Give her a quick chooch.
you're very rewarded for it. Woo! This transmission takes a while to warm up, but once it does get going, it's, again, what's that old adage of just the, feels like a rifle bolt.
The transmission, the shifter linkage is very direct.
It does.
It is very crisp. You know,
it's very well oiled.
When we first hopped in this car this morning, of course, it was a cold start. It hadn't run since the day before, and it was feeling kind of notchy, not super great. But once everything warmed up, this car really just came to life.
Yeah.
And has been an absolute blast to drive.
I think that's something that's missing from modern cars, is that sort of like...
It makes it feel alive, that personification. Like,
and just like having to work with the car until it gets where you want it to be.
You're working around the car, not it's working around
exactly.
you. It feels like, like I said, it's personified. It feels like a living, breathing thing.
Yeah.
And few cars have ever felt as connected to me as a Porsche.
Right.
9944 was like an extension of you. You
Yeah.
felt everything in that car. It might as well have been bolted to your spine.
Right, that was a
this
great
car, like the clutch, the accelerator, the steering, the shifter, everything is just like an extension of you. You know intuitively how to work it all, and it's such a treat. Like, it's such a joy.
Yeah. And the thing is, when I first got in this car, I wasn't really sure about the interior. I mean, obviously, it's a 2007 interior. It's over 10 years old now. But it's kind of grown on me. Like, it doesn't... I think when I first got in, it seemed like, older leather, older plastics. But, I don't know. I think because of its relative simplicity, it doesn't really feel that noticeable anymore. Like, this feels like something I could definitely live with every day without feeling like, God, this car's old.
Right.
It's not that old, but...
I mean, the materials have held up pretty well. This one is a pretty well-kept example, but we still have decent creature comforts in here.
Yeah.
Like, we've got heated seats.
We've got Bluetooth.
There's a navigation system. This one was equipped with that. Bose sound, memory seats.
Yeah.
Like, in terms, if you're comparing it to like a 2019 or a 2020, there's...
Of course,
you don't have like those active safety features or like other like magical...
Or every acronym that Porsche has under its belt now. PASM, PISBA, I don't even know anymore. Yeah.
But like you're not really left wanting for much if you're a purist.
Exactly. And again, like there's the odd squeak and rattle from the interior, but it's still really well put together, and it feels, it feels like she's not showing her age to me, really, except other than I guess interior design. But
the lady never tells.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find something that is as exciting, as appropriately fast, and as, I don't know, attractive to fellow enthusiasts than this. For 30 grand, 20 grand for, something that you're willing to put a little bit of work into, it'd be hard to outdo.
One thing I've been thinking about a lot when, having reviewed the Volkswagen GTI that we just did, peep that video. Also, this 911, they were about the same price. You're talking a brand new 2019 Volkswagen GTI Autobahn, very well equipped car, the definitive hot hatch.
Right.
And then you're talking something like this, like a used 911 is accessible in that same price range.
Yeah.
And those are two incredibly compelling options. And given the choice, given the money, I don't know which one I'd pick.
Well, again, that's why we put them in this series, because, it's kind of all what you need out of a car. This is actually, this is relatively usable daily. The frunk, if you will, is pretty spacious.
Daily this. The owner does daily this.
Yeah, exactly. But again, that's why we sort of included them all together, because you can kind of get them for similar money. You could get a used, 328 now these days for that, if not less. And it's just sort of what you want out of a car, the personality you want, the shape. Yeah.
A lot of great car in just slightly different formats, whichever one you prefer.
And what a better way to wrap it up than this lovely old gal. Thanks to Reza and Kat for loaning us this for the day as we cruise through Atlanta. You've seriously made our weekend.
Thank you.
And yeah, if you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Comment below what you think of, would you take this, the GTI, the BMW? Let us know. And we'll see you in the next one. We got some exciting stuff coming up, and yeah, happy holidays. Bye.
Bye-bye.